going down. Going home.
Oh, what is up, people?
We went home. We're going home.
And we are home.
SmokeSesh is back. I'm coming over 1 inch.
All right.
1 inch nails. Yeah. All right, it's a motherfucking SmokeSesh with Chris and Chris and
Tom and Will from
Heavy Hole Podcast, baby. We're in the house.
You know them, you love them, and if you don't, you will.
These guys.
I honestly didn't know until 20 minutes ago that you guys were actually coming here. I thought we were doing it online.
We snuck up on them.
I told Chris on Monday that they were coming
Nobody
here.
told me anything.
Yes.
But that's really sick that you guys came through, man.
And they brought gifts.
Who's smoking what?
Tom brought me Rose & Co. Irish whiskey, and it's fantastic. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. You were going to say something. I interrupted you.
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember.
It wasn't important.
All right, it wasn't important.
But yeah, cool. We got alleged snacks.
That is fine tobacco.
This is the heaviest bag of brownie bites I've ever felt in my life, by the way.
Yeah, brownie bites.
So it's Black
You hear
Sabbath
that?
brownies.
Yeah, Black Sabbath brownies.
That is pretty
Brownies
brownies.
should not make that sound.
I should have sampled an 808
pretty
when you
good.
dropped that.
All right.
Sounded like I was gonna say it sounded like an 808 drop.
So we're smoking, we're drinking, we're having a good time, man. It's fucking Saturday. It is almost the end of January.
Yeah, dude.
It sneaks up on you.
Billy Rubino, what's up, man? This is the guy who runs. This guy runs the Liberty Risk podcast, which we will be appearing on Monday night.
We will.
Yep. Details will be on the Internal Bleeding page, but we're going to be on it Monday night. It's a veteran-run podcast, and it's just about being drunk and fucked up and having a good time. And Trigger, we look forward to seeing you Monday. Well, I'll see you tomorrow on Division 2.
Facebook page will have info about that coming up.
Yep.
Thanks for your service.
Yeah. Who's ripping that?
Oh God! See, we got the wise asses in town. Will, here we go. Ready? Mm-hmm. Matthew asks, "How can a hole be heavy? Isn't a hole empty by definition?"
This isn't the tech death, cosmic death metal hour. no one else from Artificial Brain is here. We're going to talk about brutal stuff here tonight. I'm not into science. Taking the night off of science.
What's going on with Artificial Brain? I mean,
I just asked him.
The critically acclaimed Artificial Brain.
The critic.
And where are the glasses with the flashlights in them?
I'm off duty right now.
Okay.
St. Vitus. They're at St. Vitus. They pop out of the wall at St. Vitus in a glass case like the Batman phone.
Oh, we're off to a good start.
Yeah. Artificial Brain. Tom is recording the vocals for me at our Heavy Hole Podcast audio equipment. We rotate the studio from time to time, but he's recording the vocals for me.
Sure
for the
am.
third Artificial Brain album coming up.
Sick.
It's good. Very good sounding. You're going to like it.
I'm sure we will.
And I can't talk about when it's going to be out or anything like that, but the vocals are being recorded, so obviously the guitars and the drums are all done, and we're getting ready to put it over to the mixing and mastering.
That's awesome.
Dan Gargiulo still playing guitar for them?
Yeah.
He's the man,
Yeah.
by the way. Shout out to Dan Gargiulo and Reputation.
Yeah, the other Artificial Brain guys, and the only change really in the lineup is that Oleg, who's been in the band for years now, we have 3 guitarists on this album now because we rotated people to play live.
Sure.
Dan was on tour with Revocation all those years, and Oleg's a firm member of the band. So Oleg contributed to the writing, and he's on the recording this time around.
Very
so
cool.
It's all the same guys plus one guy that you always knew was there in the background.
That's cool. That's cool that you guys recognize him in that.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do I do? Well,
Well, somebody's got to talk to Tom.
Yeah.
I'm here along on the ride.
I do all the talking.
He's got a killer Churchburn shirt,
I
so
love church.
They were heavy as fuck.
dude, they
when
were
that
fucking
dude.
amazing.
I love this band so much.
Me too.
It puts
Me
me
too.
in the mood. Yeah, man, we're Heavy Hole Podcast. Firstly, thanks for having us out.
Oh fuck, dude.
Pretty cool.
We're psyched, dude. Thank you for having me. We had almost 3 hours of talk
We talked a lot, man.
Who would want to hear 3 hours of
of
internal
me.
bleeding stuff?
Of me.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh, I got emails. That was so fascinating. I didn't know there were members before. I never told anybody about the members before Wallace and Bill and all that stuff. People
News to
didn't.
me.
Yeah, people didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. So,
Ooh, Rob Wharton checking in.
Rob, what's up, man?
Hey, Rob.
Congratulations on finishing recording of the album, bro.
I'm wearing a cognitive shirt, but I got the
I feel like I should be
long
sitting
sleeves.
in the
Hold on, man.
No, don't show him. Don't. Do not do it.
Did it.
Ah, you stoked his ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Cognitive.
We'll have that chest tattoo later. It's going to be the logo.
I deserve
nipple to
it.
nipple.
Rob's big on other people wearing shirts. Rob actually, he's paying me in Wawa gift cards to wear his cognitive shirts. So I got
You need to get yourself a shorty gobbler.
Will, here's a question.
The Shorty Gobbler is a whole loaded. That's for the adults only segment.
What are some new BDM and death metal bands that you should be worth checking out, Will?
New BDM. Well, Pulsating I think qualifies as BDM in a way, even though they're really technical. And it's Pulsating from Nevada. We were just talking about Nevada. Pulsating from Nevada. Pulsating from Nevada. Pulsating from Nevada. Bing bong. You want to? They're brutal and they're technical and interesting too. Pulsating is sick.
Very cool. There you go. There's something to check out, man.
I was ready for you. I'm ready for you in here, man.
How did you guys start what was the impetus to start the Heavy Hole podcast?
Impetus was a sick band from Chicago.
Yes, they
in the
were.
night. Come on, I'm ready. Let's go. Well, Tom, you want to take that one?
Yeah,
I'll simmer down.
I met Will at one of his shows, seeing Artificial Brain.
I thought it was one of his burlesque shows.
On one of his, he gets.
You can't afford me for that.
Because, when you see him doing one of those dances, he's still talking about death metal the whole time.
Yeah, of course.
I have another podcast that I do called Roast Mortem, which is a history podcast in which we talk all about dead people. That's the only qualification to get on the show.
Death metal adjacent.
Could I be on that? I love history.
Why not? Yeah. Let's cover someone that's ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, we've done a lot of people.
Interesting.
Ranging from Joan Rivers to George Washington.
Marvin Feinbaum.
I don't even know anything about him. Let's go. Let's do it.
We could cover Dude, no, seriously, I'm a buff.
Let's do it then.
Yeah, man, I'm down. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, I met Will, and he was rattling about some death metal stuff, and I was like, I like this death metal. This guy knows a billion things. Come on my show. We'll just have some fun.
I know a couple things.
Did you actually come on the show?
Ridiculous.
Not that he knows of.
Okay.
Not that he knows of. We're going to keep that.
We did John Mighton, one of the first guys to buy himself into Parliament. Really, the 1860s, and he pretty much showed up for like half a day, and then was like, "This is boring." So we drank port wine and got fucked up, which was the worst hangover.
I love port, but it does give you a bad hangover.
Oh, the worst. And then after doing that show, I was like, let's do an actual death metal show. Let's learn how to be. You know?
Why not?
And then Heavy Hole started a few months later.
Yeah, we interviewed.
Who was your first guest?
Was it Frank Rini? Or was it Chris Basile? I think it was Chris Basile.
Chris Basile? All right, cool.
Yeah. It was because I had just come off the tour where I was on the road with you guys. I was singing for Pyrexia, filling in, and I was rolling around with you guys.
Yeah.
And I got
He's rolling around with us.
Yeah, we're rolling. Like Limp Bizkit. We're rolling.
I thought we were rolling in the piss clams.
And when I came home from the road from that, we interviewed Basile because I had been picking his brain on tour. We interviewed Frank Rini, and then we got Paul from Blood Incantation because I knew him. We just started, people that I knew from the death metal scene.
That's awesome, man.
We recorded about 10 episodes worth before we published. We also went out to go see Malignancy, and we had Danny and Ronnie come on. We did like a little van interview because we were figuring out the format. Chris and I did the same thing, trying to figure out like what are we going to do.
The first episode of this was actually on Instagram Live, and we were like, all right, 14 people watched that. Let's not do that.
And then we were like, hey, you want to go live again today? And Chris was like, yeah, let's fuck it. Let's do it.
Man.
And then people started watching, and then we're like, maybe we should put a banner up next time. And then there was a next time, and then people are watching, and then we're like, there's no touring going on. There's nothing going on. We can't see our fans and our friends.
Well, the people know this isn't green screen. This is professional. This is like the same tarp you get if you were at an internal bleeding show.
Well, I'm getting a green screen, and we're putting the Simpsons living room.
It has so much weed smoke,
cigar smoke
in it now that it's probably not going to be able to get through customs if we bring it to Europe.
It's probably true.
All right, so where can the people listen to the old podcast?
I'll let you field that one.
Oh well, we have made it a point to put it on all the podcast outlets. So you got Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music.
I listen on Spotify.
Yeah, I mean that's the new standard. They kind of really
Your standard elite.
They did it. Shout out.
New standard elite if you want that brutal death metal.
Yeah, shout out to Ecchymosis. Ecchymosis, that's a new one. Brilliant. Yeah, very sick.
We know. Don't quiz us.
I call it echymosis. I guess it's ecchymosis, though.
I couldn't tell you.
I've never said it out loud in my life, but I've seen it on flyers.
Fair enough.
I thought there was a T somewhere in there.
There's a lot of death metal bands I never said. Like you think about it, Said it out loud.
Yeah. So either way, we got that set up, and we have HeavyHolePodcast.com.
Oh, cool.
We're rolling out some merch there. We just got some T-shirts in,
patches,
all the fun stuff. I think we have lighters coming in, and what else we got?
I want to get coffee cups because I feel like people drink their coffee while they listen to a podcast.
Oh, that's a sick idea.
It goes hand in hand.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's a great idea.
Grinders and all that, all the tobacco paraphernalia we want to get.
Sure.
But every time somebody says the word grinder, okay?
Hoagies and grinders.
No, all I think of is Chris Barnes, and I'll tell you why.
Please.
Uh-oh.
When we toured with them in '96, one of their songs off their first album is called Grinder.
Okay.
And he'd always say it, this song is called Grinder! Every fucking night. And anytime anybody says the word grinder, that fucking goes off in my head.
And then he gets replaced by Corpse Grind. That's crazy.
Oh, no.
But it was one of the best tours of my life, and Chris was a cool dude, but anytime it says Grinder, the voice it goes into this ear, and then the Chris Barnes voice comes in and it goes into my brain. So anybody time says Grinder,
we had a moment like that just outside your house. We're not gonna put you on blast, but Tom was like, "Oh yeah, Chris is riding nice." He looked at the car, and I thought of that Chameleonaire song, "Gonna Catch Me Riding Dirty."
He just started singing.
That was his G, man.
For 20 minutes in death metal vocals.
People could be riding. Yeah, we recorded it. People could be riding anywhere, doing anything, and that'll just Chameleonaire with like the fitted cap and the 2000s like rapper gear on, man.
Yeah, his group of followers were the Camilitary. I remember that was what they called. That's what they called themselves.
shit.
The Camilitary.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Shout out to Matt Martins. He was definitely part of the Camilitary.
Why don't my bands have shit like that? Like, what? Like, why do we? Yeah, damn, that's awesome.
All right, so any of you guys have like, Will is an encyclopedia
No.
of death metal.
I just have
Look,
a-
let's look at Will. Will has a Pyrexia hat on, Vomit Remnants long sleeve with a cognitive short sleeve under it.
Damn.
Okay.
3 for 3.
Putrid Pile underwear.
You got to do
All
that.
right.
Patreon can see that.
Dying Fetus shorts and Mortal Decay sweatpants.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah,
wait,
yeah. I'm layered up.
Wait, and he's got, oh my God, he's got Napalm Death socks.
Yeah, these are the
So-
Reebok carcasses.
So Will is Mr. Death Metal. So if you have questions for Will, ask Will a question. If you have a question for Chris McCarthy that relates to marijuana
I don't know that much about it. I just like it.
or riffs, ask him. He knows everything, and I don't know anything. So
This guy's pretty handy if you got technical problems with your recording and your editing and that sort of thing.
Liam Scott says artificial brain fans can be called brainlets.
Brainlets. Oh man,
That's not a bad idea.
no comment, but I do love it. I always thought about brainiacs, but I think someone like might have that copy written already, right? Isn't there? Was there something like brain? I'm thinking Bobby the Brain Heenan, right?
He was the brain.
That Chris would know. I don't know anything about wrestle.
Brainlets. I'm picturing like a human brain cross-sectioned into like chicken cutlet-like pieces.
All right, here's a question, and I want honest answers.
Brother.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
are there any old school death metal bands you don't care for musically?
Ooh, about to upset a lot of folk.
Oh.
No, go upset them.
What's the most upsetting answer I could say right now?
No, don't pick one that you don't like. I have some old school bands that I don't like.
I mean, I like Venom. I like Celtic Frost. I like Hellhammer. I'm trying to think, like, who don't I like?
I don't like Venom. I don't like Hellhammer. I don't like Celtic Frost. I don't like Bathory.
Wow.
How's that?
Okay, I like that stuff.
People love Bathory's great. It's slop.
Some people like slop.
I just kind of like. I want to like it, but I can't. Incantations never hit me.
Oh,
Never hit me.
Incantation rules.
And everybody says it. Everyone's like that rule. I'm just like, what am I?
It's
am I
so
missing
dark.
something?
Well,
Am I
no,
missing-
it's not. It's not. I understand what you're missing. It's not what you like. It doesn't have a driving beat.
Right.
It's just really fucking dark. But it doesn't have a driving beat like a lot of the stuff. Even the 80s stuff you listen to has a driving beat. You're into a driving beat. Incantation doesn't have a driving beat.
Okay.
They're just real dark
But I
and
don't not
evil.
like. I just it never hit me like it should.
Right.
Like,
It hits me-
Everyone regales them so high up, you know. and
Oh
I'm like,
God, they rule.
It's
What
like
am I missing?
more atmosphere, I'd say, than energy.
It's evil.
Okay.
It's evil as fuck.
I don't have the
It's
attention
evil
span
as-
for that.
It's evil as fuck. I just think.
Well, you know what? I was having a conversation yesterday with some of my friends, and I said this. I am not a big fan of In Flames or At the Gates.
Neither am I.
No
So.
matter how far you go back. And I know a lot of people say, well, the first album or something, but, you know, all due respect, it's just, you know, I'll check out Dissection, I'll check out Carnage, I'll check out Dismember all day, shout to Sweden, but yeah, I can't really do In Flames or At the Gates.
If you had to choose Carnage or Dismember,
Carnage.
I would choose Carnage too.
Yeah, but Indecent and Obscene, I would choose Indecent and Obscene over like an Ever-Flowing Stream by Dismember. And a lot of people
Okay, I can buy that though. I can buy that.
I
All
just
right.
said the drum sound in Decent Obscene has more energy, whereas like Ever-Flowing Stream had more atmosphere.
Atmosphere,
in my
right.
opinion. Interesting. Yeah. Bought that at None of the Above Records.
hell yeah, Chris used to work there.
I
I
used
worked
to
there
work-
for a very brief period of time during its closing days. Greatest record store on planet Earth, right here in Center Reach, right
Chris,
here in this current town.
that's right. Chris, you're not alone. Stefan doesn't understand Incantation
I
either.
want to like it.
Not for everybody.
I love him, dude, and I
I don't go
don't.
into bands hating, like wanting to hate music. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I
it
I
just
wish-
doesn't hit you.
Shit
It just doesn't hit you. That's fine.
I want everything to be Dying Fetus. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Everything has to be Dying Fetus.
Fair enough. I mean, but also think about it. If you're like putting time into listening to music, do you actually go out of your way to like hate it so much? Like, I'm
No,
sure.
some people do.
Yeah.
Some
you'll
people
never
do,
hear me
man.
like go online
But
and be
this
like,
isn't hate. This is more like indifference.
No, but you'll say to me, "They fucking suck.
Fair
Fuck
enough.
them."
That band that I fucking hate, I don't even know if I've heard them yet. That's all I'm saying.
And it's
Like,
usually more for personal reasons.
Yeah.
Same with me.
I hate Sunday.
Me too. I do too, and I have personal reasons for it. So everybody does. Come on, let's be honest, right?
nah, it's a new year. We're starting new.
Right.
But shout out to In Flames.
Here's a great question actually, because
Okay.
I do like this band. Surreption. How do you guys feel about? I think they're so
Insane.
insane, and so
Insane.
sick. And I don't really
Insane.
love like the new school tech or whatever, but they do something that reminds me of like '90s death metal today, but like the right way.
And they've got,
and it's sick, but they
Yeah.
also have the syncopated Meshuggah E parts. You know, and it's like it's really good, and they really deliver. I think.
If
they're on their game.
There-
They are on their game.
There's something about them which is like I feel like there's a Deeds of Flesh mentality behind the way they write songs, but it's more based on the groove instead of like drive. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They're constantly switching back and forth between straights and triplets and fucking with your head, making you not all weird and shit. But they have this groovy thing that like Deeds doesn't have because they're not trying to do.
No,
They're
Deeds was never trying to be groove.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like they were like a new school approach to that.
I
really
them.
love them.
I love them too.
Yeah.
Chris turned me on.
They're one of
to
like the
them. I
few
love them.
bands in like recent years that I was really like, oh my lord.
And they make you want to throw your guitar away.
It's
Oh,
they're sick. I've seen some videos of them tracking, and I was just like, that's the riff. Like, how do you play that? I'm like, that.
Yeah.
How did you think of that?
They're an incredible band. So
Yeah. Nice dudes too.
are they?
Yeah.
We were supposed to tour with them,
Tour
right?
with them the first time the Cattle Decapitation tour got canceled.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
I saw them down at Revolution a few years ago, and it was like the worst thing. It was them. I think it was their first American tour, and it was like a Cryptopsy tour, and they were opening up, and no one was fucking there for them. There was like 8 people there. It was so shitty.
What a bummer. They ended up playing at the Emporium with Cattle and
Yeah, I was at that show too. I saw you.
Cattle Horse.
Yeah.
I was doing security. I was head of security for that, so it was fucking awesome.
Head of security.
Hell yeah.
All
I
right.
was on the stage. I got
My
paid
man.
$150 to stand on the stage and watch Cattle record. I was like, it's the best day of my life.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a sick show.
Yeah, it was-
Drew Roberts doesn't get Archspire. I don't either.
I think they're pretty insane, and I don't know if they do it live. I've never seen them or watched the video live, but I've heard a song on XM, and I was just like, it's pretty wild.
You know what? They might be one of those bands like they might be one of those bands like Meshuggah that when I listen to them I don't like them, but when I see them live,
I don't know if they're sick alive or not.
They're fantastic live.
Are they?
so I probably like I do not like Meshuggah at all.
Really?
They bore the death out of me when I listen to them.
Okay.
But I saw them live.
We played with them on the
And-
70,000
and-
Tons cruise,
and-
and he was just like, that might have been the sickest band I've ever
Right.
seen.
Yeah.
My jaw was on the floor.
Yeah.
My jaw was on the floor. But I can't listen to their record. It's boring.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, like it's not exactly death metal. They made their own.
No,
thing, and
it's
it is particular.
It's a little too mechanical for me.
Right. Which is
But live, it was like the most incredible thing I ever saw. The heaviest, most incredible thing I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
Like it was just mind blowing.
Pretty devastating.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
That's kind of what sets those bands apart is who can pull it off live and who's just about it in the studio.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I think, speaking of my band, I think I don't know if you agree with me, I think our recorded albums are lackluster compared to our live performances.
I think the shows, when it's a good show and we play the songs correctly,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah, I think
So like
I
one
tend
out
to
of
agree.
100 shows is better than the
but,
record.
you know, there is something charming about the sound of Racist Contempt. There is something charming about the sound of Driven to Conquer to me, though, that's like pleasing to me.
Wow, voracious! You're on a fucking humanicide kick.
Humanicide came on shuffle recently, and I was just like, this is peak internal bleeding.
We were kids when we wrote that
So
shit.
good.
Oh, anyway, wow, man, you guys got a lot. Sorry, Angel, Bathory's terrible.
Bathory's great.
I don't know if I really know their music. I bought a shirt when I was like 15 years old at None of the Above just because I thought it was evil looking.
That's awesome.
They got that going for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, they might have been like among the first to have that like typeface kind of logo, you know.
Drew Roberts, I love Asphyx. The Rack is still my
I
favorite
have that
album.
CD, and I got it at
None of the
None of the
Above.
Above.
There we go. That record store was the greatest record store ever.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. You
Paul
used to go?
Pavora checking in.
Yeah,
Paul X Dehumanized.
No
checking
way!
in. Malevolent Creation or Monstrosity. Both bands are sick, but Malevolent Creation.
Monstrosity for me.
Fuck, dude. Eternal is like big reason I play guitar. It's big influence on my old band From the Ashes.
Yeah,
and John
yeah,
Benessi's
yeah,
vocals and stuff, who ended up being the vocalist of Without Remorse that I ended up replacing.
So that's a tough question for me because Malevolent Creation always got a better production than Monstrosity did. But I think Monstrosity was a little more interesting than Malevolent.
Yeah, I mean, just if you compare catalogs, I mean, I do like Malevolent Creation. I'm not trying to disrespect, but yeah, you asked me which one, Monstrosity, just pound for pound, you know, the albums versus the albums.
See, now you're an Eternal guy. I love Eternal. Love it.
Good album.
But Retribution is my jam.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
That and you know
How many
back
Jerky Boys references so far? There's 3?
yeah, like 6. When that came out, when Retribution came out, it didn't get a lot of hype. Like everybody was hyped on Deicide and all the other RC bands.
Right.
And I thought Malevolent was doing something different than like Deicide and Obituary and everything. They were more aggressive, you know, and I thought the drumming was more interesting than like Deicide's or Obituary's drumming or even Morbid Angel's drumming. I thought that they wrote riffs. I thought they wrote riffs that went with double bass a lot better than the other bands did.
Yeah.
I thought they like wrote riffs purposely for double bass. They're like, okay, this is going to be a double bass riff. Not we're going to write a riff. Fuck it, put double bass over it.
Right.
You know, they specifically wrote. That's my feeling.
Flutter picking, man.
When I hear Retribution, when they get locked into those double
I
bass.
just always loved their
groups,
vocals, man. And just
Brett Hoffman was amazing.
sick as fuck.
You said Polo X Dehumanized?
Mm-hmm.
Holy T.
Paul Tavora?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Paul's watching.
Paul Tavora! That's
man.
my boy. Paul.
Great guitar player, dude. Shout out Paul. I haven't seen you in a while, dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen Paul either.
You were recording at Full Force, and I was like, dude, this is a fucking sick guitar player.
Love Paulie. Paul was in my very first death metal band.
Get
that
the
played
fuck
Catholic.
out of here.
No way.
Before Violets was playing shows, we were in Cursed Earth. And we used to play
Wait,
Catholic.
you were in Cursed Earth?
I was in Cursed Earth when I was 14, 15 years old with Chris Michaels from
Yeah,
Adult
yeah,
Strangulation
sure.
and Paulie. After Cursed Earth broke up, Paul went on to be in Dehumanized. I was like 15 years old. Those guys were in their 20s, and we used to play Castle Heights.
Yes,
and
I
open up
saw you at
Dehumanized.
Castle Heights with
I had
Dehumanized.
Babyface.
I did not know that was you, dude. I did not
That was
know.
me
That's
when I
so
was like
fucked
this
up.
age, dude. We
Yeah.
used to see Disfigured there. I saw Cryptopsy, Whisper Supremacy. Yeah, man. But yeah, Paul. Shout out to Paul Tavor. He was in my very first. I used to take the train out to New Hyde Park, and Paul would pick me up at the train station. Man, hell yeah! I threw up in Paul Tavor's car when I was a teenager.
So sick.
I'm still sorry about that, Paul. I love you, buddy.
Speaking of throwing up in cars, I saw Sean Kennedy checked in before, and he's thrown up in every car I've ever owned, except for my current BMW.
Good man.
And pretty much every Denny's across
He's thrown
America.
up in a lot of my cars. Honestly, he throws up just outside. He goes, I hear it in the back, and I go, oh, I know that sound. And he pukes outside, then he's like, okay, and we're good.
I know I like
They
that
say it's
guy.
not good
He's
to
the
keep
best.
it all in. You got to let it out.
The best was when we were on tour with Vader, and we went to Denny's after the
He
show.
spent like $28 on
Right.
those delicious breakfasts.
And he eats all of this, and he's like, this is going to end bad. And he just walked outside.
Unleashed like a fire hose.
Yeah, it was
Next
great.
to the biggest, brightest Denny's sign, and I got like the clearest picture of him. It was just like the epitome of tour. Like,
That's the commercial.
Yeah, it was great.
also, while I have it fresh in my mind, shout outs to our one and only real true sponsor, BrutalGlass.com.
BrutalGlass.com, BrutalGlass.com.
My boys out from Las Vegas. We're smoking on that fucking LA cake today. But we also got, we got Gorilla Glue 4,
Allegedly.
Silverback Gorilla, allegedly.
What's that in that glass?
This is,
No,
this
in
is
the glass.
allegedly something from somebody that gave to me recently.
Yeah, allegedly.
Hold on, one more time with the brownies.
It's
pretty loud.
That's the bass drop.
Yeah.
You guys want to try, these are non-medicated. Beaver Nugs.
And why?
This is the
Beaver
greatest
Nugs.
road snack of all time.
Yeah.
So if you're on tour and you roll through Texas, Eastern Texas,
Let me read this. This is fantastic.
enjoy a nug.
Beaver nuggets. Really?
I actually,
Yep.
yeah, Buc-ee's. I remember that from being on tour. Not that I've had these, but I remember the
No,
logo.
this is going to fuck your life up right here.
Now we can further add to the illusion that we're on a tour van right now.
We are. Wait. Hold on a minute. Wait a second.
I'm gonna drop in my head. And kill me.
All right, we're in the tour van.
Burn metal.
I love it.
All right, pull up. Oh my God, the next rest stop is 27 miles from now. I have diarrhea.
Yo, Chris, don't get pulled over. I'm drinking
All
back.
right, I got it.
All right, we're in a legal.
All right, so we're in the tour van.
Yes or no?
Yes. I'll go with yes.
All right.
Delightful.
Bit of an underwhelming response, but
Beaver nuggets. Delightful.
I thought you guys would
I'm a
enjoy
pretty
them.
underwhelming
Thought
guy.
you guys would enjoy them a little more.
This is the
I'm
original
still
steering wheel for my Barracuda, just so you know. Anyway, there you go.
Where is the CUDA? We're literally sitting in the spot where the CUDA is.
The Cuda's at my friend's shop. We're rewiring the whole car, so it's going to take a little while. It's going to be gone for a little bit. Since the car almost went on fire this summer, I figured it's time to rewire the whole thing. So Yeah, when you're driving and smoke is coming up through the dashboard, you know it's time to rewire the car.
Gotta
So,
play it safe.
yeah. Whatever. Anyway,
All right, so hit us more, man, guys. If you guys don't know, if you guys are just tuning in,
Klaus asked what band hoodie I'm wearing. That would be Vomit Remnants. Vomit Remnants.
Yeah, man, we're definitely repping a lot of Vomit Remnants.
and I got a different vomit band.
Yeah,
vomit
and
themed band.
he's still
And he's
repping
wearing.
Vomit.
Chris is wearing Vomit Fourth. So I guess Vomit is the.
We didn't synchronize this. We didn't synchronize closets before we woke up today.
Mike Vanek, who wrote a great blog piece about
He
it.
did. It was. I just read it yesterday. It was very flattering of me.
He's smoking Dragon's Breath Kush. Do you know that?
No, but I'd like to try that. That sounds really neat.
So, Mike, send a £1.50 to Chris McCarthy, P.O. Box.
Yeah, Carol, no, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so.
So I was going to say again, if you guys are just tuning in, these are the guys from the Heavy Hole podcast, available on all the major podcasteries.
True.
You can't not find us.
Yeah.
Well, who's the biggest guest you guys ever had? Who in your eyes that you were like, shit, how are we talking to this guy right now?
Right.
Well,
Beside me.
we got.
They must have been
Christopher
really
Bellis.
starstruck that day.
I mean, well, I remember early on I was pretty flabbergasted when we got Steve Grimmett, the singer of Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
And he was just like the most humble, cool dude ever.
That's cool.
we actually had.
So how'd you get him? You just reached out and said, fuck it, let's try?
To be honest, like much like a lot of our like quote unquote bigger guests, like a quick Facebook message, and he got back in 5 minutes. Sounds good. Let's set it up. You know,
Yeah.
like he was really cool. Man.
It's fun.
And this guy was such a trooper. We actually had a technical difficulty halfway through recording, and we just rebooked the whole thing. He was just like, "I'll talk to you guys. We'll rebook this in a couple weeks. Don't worry
Nice.
about that last one. We'll just go right." And I was like,
Oh, it's
"Damn,
cool as
man."
fuck.
That's
He was
awesome.
so nice. He totally understood. Yeah, it was a shout out to Windows for fucking up every audio drive ever.
That's why you need a Mac.
Oh, I have one now. Actually,
Yeah.
I just went through 5 laptops and I landed on a Mac.
There you
Because I
go.
was being stubborn, and I'm not anymore. I'm
This
back
Mac
to the
this Mac hasn't been shut off in 9 months. It's been on for 9 months and nothing goes wrong.
You know what? I spent $3,000 on a few of these Windows laptops, like the super high-end ones, and I sent them all right back.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't
The
used a
Mac thing
PC
just
in a
fucking
dog's
works.
age.
Macs just
Yeah.
work, dude. They
They
work
do.
all the
My
time.
parents have a PC at their house. Every once in a while, I have to go over there. I help my mom print something. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Fucking thing?
It's like I don't understand. Can't you just hit fucking print? Like a Mac,
Yeah.
you just hit print and it prints.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I built my own computer that I run Pro Tools on. I'm an audio engineer by trade. So my everyday computer it's a PC, and I got used to it. It's fantastic. But the mobile shit, when you're dealing with like Asus and fucking Lenovo and all those fucking people who cannot get it together, you end up going with Mac.
Right.
So I did it. My pride hurts, but here I am.
So you're a recording engineer.
Yeah. So I used to.
Did you go to Five Towns?
No, I didn't.
Oh, all right.
Do you use Logic?
No, I use Pro Tools. So I've been
Everybody,
Pro Tools
everybody uses Pro
the
Tools.
last- Well, it's industry standard. I do. Currently, I'm doing like anime dubs and stuff like that.
No way.
Yeah. I used to work with WWE. I used to write theme songs for those wrestlers.
Can you tell us which ones?
There's about 45 of them. I did.
Wow, that's cool.
Sheamus's, Kevin Owens, Alexa Bliss.
The good Jameis one?
Yeah, like Hellfire.
It's a shameful thing.
No, not that one. That was before I got
Oh,
there.
sorry.
No, mine was more shameful.
Oh.
Yeah, that whole thing was pretty fun. Then I got let go from that job because of someone in a suit and tie not understanding
Of course.
what I did. And now I'm here. Now I'm
And
doing
now you're in the
anime
garage
videos.
with Chris McCarthy.
It's great.
Not great. I'm sorry.
This is way more fun.
Andy Sung from
Fall from
Sweden is watching, and
Shout out to him, man. Yeah,
I just called him a Swedish bastard.
he's always on our podcast.
Yeah, he's a good guy, dude. And his vote for such a little guy, he's got the fucking set of fucking lungs on him.
He's got maybe the sickest internal bleeding tattoo besides Steve's head tattoo.
Yeah,
He's got like the Demon King thing from that shirt we made in 2014-ish.
he's got great vocals.
We
If you don't know any of his bands, he's playing for Soils of Fate too. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Do you know
how sick is that?
Do you know
Great band.
Sharon
Great band.
Boskovsky from Decatur?
Yeah,
We interviewed her, and I got into a conversation with her. Like, size really doesn't have much to do. Like, if there's any natural advantage to being a big dude for vocals,
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
like it could be.
I was like, what is
So
she
that's for
talking
the
about?
that's for the Patreon. That's
Yeah.
later.
That's-
for the OnlyFans, that's for the Patreon. No, No, but like you said he's a little dude. His vocals, because we're talking to Sharon about she's a woman or what whatever. It's like it doesn't really matter.
No,
like,
it doesn't.
Like anyone could really learn how to do death metal vocals.
Oh, yeah.
Like if there is an inherent advantage in being a big dude and being stocky or anything, you can
Maybe a bigger lungs.
Yeah, you can easily overcome it. Anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a big dude, little dude, if you're a woman, whatever.
Amanda asks, for the dinosaurs, what podcast apps are the best for you all out there? Me personally, I listen to all my podcasts on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Those are
The Apple one is easy. If you sign up for it one time, it's just like
those are the ones I go to. The Apple one's really good because I get the ones every time it's a new one. It just pops up in my email or whatever.
Those are definitely the like metric speaking. Like on our end, 95% of our downloads come from either Spotify or Apple.
Yeah,
But she did say for the dinosaurs.
Right.
I am a dinosaur who doesn't use Spotify or iTunes.
Podcast Addict.
If you go to what's the one we always use?
Well, we use Fireside, which
FM.
is that hosts our RSS feed, so we can put it.
we use Anchor
Because
FM.
that's a good way to just
that
click
the
on
one?
a website and click on a link and get it without signing up for anything or getting into you can just go to Fireside FM and listen to all that shit.
how long have you guys been doing it for?
About 2 years, right?
Yeah.
A little more than 2 years.
How long have we been doing it?
I
A year, maybe?
don't remember the first time ever, dude.
Far too long.
It was nice out. We were outside, so it has to be like April-ish,
Yeah.
May. I don't remember.
Next time we do it outside, we'll be outside poolside.
Oh yeah.
When is that happening?
Well, we're supposed to get a new pool
Tomorrow, polar bear style.
as soon as the permits come in. So that could be 7 years from now. Who
brother,
knows?
yeah, Long Island's got a lot of red tape.
Yeah. So,
That'll take fucking forever.
Don't know the right people.
yes, Maureen, Malika's vocals are awesome too. Yeah, she kills it.
Yeah.
That was the point. Will was making.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just saying that. Like, it really doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, if you're a big dude, little dude, or whatever. Anyone can. If you're dedicated, you want to learn how to do it, you'll learn how to do death metal vocals.
Yeah, certain technique with the where you do it from. If you do it from your esophagus, if you do it from your diaphragm. Like I was even thinking about this the other day because I do it different than a lot of people. It's almost not here for me.
Throat.
It's almost
You're a
here,
throat
almost here
guy?
for me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I can almost do it on an empty breath too. It's kind of like a sound I just kind of make, but that's different. I don't really do.
So where does that come from? Is that
Great. Well, the famous answer I do is you got to talk like Kermit the Frog or Pee Wee Herman, and then that thing you go.
all right? There you go.
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
So you just kind of learn how to manipulate that until you can do it for like a half hour at a time over technical death metal, and you're set.
There you go.
It's just that easy.
There's also you got to think about it, it's like a billion sick vocalists that sound alike.
Yeah.
So that's one sick way, but
In the great words of 311, you have to come original.
There you go.
Very wise.
everyone knows that reference, especially in the death metal community.
I
We
do
just
remember.
watched 17
I do. I do remember Exuviate.
Yes, April.
Good friends with Doug. Great.
Yeah, Doug's
great,
the man.
Doug's the man,
Doug
dude.
Randazzo.
Doug Randazzo, good man, fucking great man. Yeah, great band.
Damn, between Mike and Will, man, these guys know so much fucking shit about death metal.
I mean, it's
Yeah, we should have an encyclopedia
It's unhealthy.
battle. We should have a throwdown. Will
should.
versus Tossie.
That would be interesting.
That would be
man.
fucking Will versus Tossie, steel cage match, the whole 9 yards.
Huh.
You and I throw out the
I'll do it for
questions.
charity. I'll do it for charity because I'm not. There's holes in my encyclopedia.
What holes? You don't have any holes.
Heavy holes.
Heavy holes.
Oh shit!
Oh, Harold Burton checking in.
Yeah, what's up, H?
He was in a band with Joe Wolf,
Who's that?
who the lead singer of Heinous Killings.
Yes.
The most
yes.
insane vocals of all time.
And Clean Flesh.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane.
Encyclopedia. See?
Like, sounded like a lawnmower and a toilet bowl at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like
That's pretty incredible.
No, yeah, that's
insane.
Joe Wolf.
Fucking insane.
Insane vocalist, man. Gotta get him.
Truly insane.
Your buddy Paul Tavara asks, you might as well answer this. How old, young is Heavy Hop Pothole? We discussed this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know, but audio only or video too. So
There he
why
is.
don't you go through the whole thing?
Good to see
Again.
you, Paul. Shout out to Paul. Yeah, it's audio only, but we do have a YouTube channel with some like skits and like a little Q&A video and some stuff. Yeah, dude, tune in. We got Heavy Hole Podcast on YouTube, but the weekly podcast with the interviews and the bulk of the content is audio only, and like we were just saying, you get it on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you get podcasts nowadays, you get it there. And we've been doing it for 2 years. I always tell people like we timed it good because we got a little bit of a jump. We were doing it about a year before the pandemic. Now we've been doing it about 2 years. So we've been doing it a while now before everybody kind of switched to this online content.
Yeah, that's the way it's going now.
Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah.
it sucks and it's cool, but it's cool. We get to talk to people, but it sucks.
Can't escape the future.
How often do you guys do it? Once a week, or it's once a month, or how do you do it?
Yeah, we record on Mondays or Tuesdays, and then we publish on Friday, usually the following week, because we like to do the edit, a little bit of sound treatment.
Oh, sure.
It's a little bit Hollywood. I mean, I have like a bit of that producer ear, so it's like we have to frame this. We got to make it seem a certain way. We also want our guests to be comfortable. So if they want to take the opportunity to go, hey man, I was running my mouth a little bit, can you just like cut that out? I'll do that for them. It's no problem. Which we don't get a lot of.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, I just want to let people. I want to let people talk. Will really asks some great questions, and it's a nice platform. And historically, like we've covered so many cool people that are from old school days and like these newer upcoming bands. So it's we just got to keep it like very Hollywood in a way.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Chris, this is for you.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
No, this is heartwarming.
Oh, brother. I can't.
From McCarthy.
That's a lot of stuff to read. Hold on.
Drew Roberts is a middle school teacher. He's teaching about the Puritans and talked about the verse, "Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord the soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord the soul to take." I asked my questions where they heard that, and someone yelled Metallica.
Asked his students.
Yep.
And some kid said Metallica. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Give that kid an A+.
Let's hope for the future.
Give that kid extra credit.
Give him an F.
That's a cool kid. That kid was raised correctly.
Yeah.
Has Will heard of Carnegie? New sick band.
That you stumped me on that one. I didn't.
You don't know them?
Unless they misspelled that name.
You might have pronounced it wrong.
Paul from fucking Embalmer, his other band.
Okay, well, I heard he's got another project going, but that's it. But yeah, you stumped me. I'm not familiar with
Great fucking band.
There's
Old
stuff-
school.
There's stuff that gets through the net.
Super old school.
Awesome. Well, yeah, Paul. I met Paul from Embalmer, man. Paul's a good dude.
Paul's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Paul.
I will definitely peep that, man. Put that on my radar. That's what I mean, dude. I try to stay alert, but.
Carlos Felipe Torres asks, what do we play in? We play in D standard. That's what we play in. We don't drop.
Begrudgingly, to me, at this point.
Wait, you said it was growing on you.
There are days where I'm like, okay, and then there are other days where I'm like,
nope, D standard. It'll never be anything other than
Chris,
D
what's your
standard.
ideal tuning?
I mean, Without Remorse was C, but C sharp to me catches my ear the best.
That's the Dying Fetus tuning.
Yeah.
This makes sense. This adds up.
It's the Misery Index tuning to me.
Oh,
You know?
yes.
So I'm like, oh, it just sounds right to me. But there is something.
Doesn't have the dynamics.
Sure.
I mean,
I don't know. Sometimes, the D, the IB tuning, sometimes I'm like, this is awesome. And it's clear, and you hear every note. And that's important. Because even in C, when I go back and I have Without Remorse practice some days, I'm like, the three frets are identical almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of where I'm at.
But it definitely misses that sludgy bottom end when you don't go lower.
yeah, for sure.
But my answer is write better riffs.
It's a good point.
Fair enough.
Jay Wall from Heavy Hole Podcast, he couldn't be here today, but he just wrote an entire EP, and I helped produce it. It's called Dangerous Thing, the band. It's in standard tuning, and that's one of the biggest questions we get is what do you...
Slayer is E flat, right? Isn't Metallica E flat
The old
too?
school songs.
Yeah, Jay Wall's riffs are fucking heavy as shit.
Morbid Angel, a lot of the early Morbid Angel albums are standard
Cattle
tune.
Corpse.
Cattle Decapitation is currently E standard.
Yeah,
Really?
you gotta
Wild,
write
right?
just write good riffs.
And if you have sick
exactly.
drumming under it.
Yeah, you just gotta write good riffs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
Okay, let's just do it. All-time favorite band.
That's hard.
that I'm in or that I'm not in? Because I would say Afterbirth, because they were my all-time favorite band for years before there was ever even a vacancy.
Pretty cool.
But Demolish popped into my head.
Demolick is sick.
Gut instinct.
See, now you say Demolish. Is it Demolick or Demolich?
Back in the day, I think they said I think over in Finland they say Demolick. But I asked them. Artificial Brain opened for them like 2 years ago, and I asked Auntie Bowman, the singer, and he was like, "You could say it however you like."
I say Demolick.
Drink,
Demolick is sick.
Love them.
Great
Yeah, I
band.
love a great band.
I gotta go with Decapitated up until Organic Hallucinosis.
I'm talking in the world of every song ever written. Those are your favorite bands?
I mean, that's like a hard question. That's probably
talking
spent
just
the
death
most time. Yeah, when we're talking
I was
just
talking.
death
I was
metal,
talking just
Very
death
cool.
metal.
Okay.
yeah, just death metal. That's like the hardest rotation, like
Sick.
growing up and getting into it.
Sick fucking
Yeah,
band.
I mean, I'm like huge on MF Doom, so I'm very sad right now.
Brutal.
Because that's another one heavy rotation for me. I have a Doom tattoo. I got that before I got it.
Rest in peace and respect to Doom, but that's not really a band.
No, I'm just.
It's a
throwing it
video
out there.
game. No,
So-
just kidding.
Well, yeah, that's a. But well, because I thought we were doing death metal. Now you're saying like favorite band.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, any band. Pick any band.
All time.
That's what Chris is asking.
Any
I mean, if
genre.
you're
anything.
talking-
Anything goes here on this show.
I hate to
Oh,
say
there's no
this.
rules.
I really hate to say this because it sounds like I'm just trying to say what Chris wants to hear. But Black Sabbath, Ozzy years, it
Quintessential
resonates
as
to
it
me
gets.
because I used to listen to it as a kid and still do. And
Sure.
it's one of those things, man. I mean,
Dude,
I just thought
I mean, some riffs like, okay, so Wheels of Confusion is my favorite Sabbath song. That riff, that whole build up to the riff that goes dun, 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 that was written in 1972, and people are still trying to recreate it and can't. Now that's probably because they can't afford 72 pounds of cocaine
They were lit.
before writing a riff, but that's 1972, dude, and it's so far ahead of its time, and we're all chasing that.
Yeah, true.
I always talk about
Just,
look
it's
at
incredible.
like now you could
Insanely
take,
important.
You could take
Yeah, absolutely. Just like Metallica is. I'm not
Well, like we've said it. Black Sabbath invented it. Metallica
perfected it, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And a lot of people like to compare. I love Led Zeppelin too. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. But if you compare them in terms of metal, my thing is this: look at the way Tony Iommi cut through all the crap and basically invented thrash like 10 years before anyone was playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even now, take Led Zeppelin's most metal stuff, which for me would be like Achilles' Last Stand.
Yeah.
That is not as thrash. Symptom of the Universe. And then
That's thrash.
And then the acoustic part at the end. I mean, you might as well just invent death metal while you're
Right.
at it. You know
That's
what I mean?
thrash. Symptom. I always tell people, Symptom of the Universe is the first thrash song.
How could it not be?
by that shit,
How could it
yeah.
not be? It's just.
And I think a lot of thrash guys would agree with that. I mean, the song's amazing, and the drum fills are just fucking.
You
sick.
could use like science to compare the riff to like any thrash. I mean,
Sure.
Dun, 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 dun. That's thrash. What could you? I feel like when we did the Christian metal episode with our friend John Osgood, and he was just like, I just wanted to thrash. I just wanted to listen to thrash. Like
Right.
that's me right now. That Symptom of the Universe is thrash.
Yeah.
All right. So who's your favorite thrash band?
Favorite thrash band? Well, I'm not the huge thrash guy. I got into death metal before thrash.
Okay.
And worked backwards into thrash. If you really call me, see now I'm thinking like Pestilence, Death, and I'm like, no, further back, go. I like what's really thrash? I like Sadus.
Sick.
That shit's nuts.
Thrash, man. I mean, I was never a big Metallica guy. I like Metallica, but I'm not like a Metallica worshiper. I'm more into Megadeth. I mean, if you really want to talk thrash with me, I would have to stick to basic stuff like Slayer, like Exodus. I would throw Sadus in there because I know it. Nasty
Demolition
Savage is
Hammer?
sick.
That's my answer.
Yeah, I know that's your answer, and they
Well-
they are the brutalest thrash band in existence.
They're constantly they're bordering on death metal. Like
Yeah, but they keep it thrash.
They do. Yeah.
They keep it
Well, I'm
thrash.
trying not to be cliche and say Metallica or Slayer or something like that because it clearly is. Those are,
You know what?
Yeah, of
And you know
course.
what popped in my head though? Carnivore.
Oh, awesome.
Carnivore.
Carnivore's
I
great.
really don't lump them in with all that, but you're right.
Because the thing is, Carnivore.
The
to
SOD
me-
album is big for me too.
The first Carnivore album is almost like death metal to me when I listen to it. It's got it's thrash, I guess, but it's got that vibe. It's just so sarcastic and doomy. And Carnivore, man, is good.
Sadist is really good. Swallowed in Black is such a fucking good album,
Yeah.
and nobody knows it.
Well, what's the album that we've been big on the pod? What was it, In the Mind of Hate, or what's that album?
I don't know
what I'm talking about.
J-Wall just picked it up on vinyl.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's the one
totally
with
blanking on the name right now.
It's
but-
the one that's kind of like almost like it sounds like death-ish. It's like
Swallowed in Black's my favorite Sadist. I mean, that's just.
I never did the deep dive into Sadist. I'm gonna have to listen to that later.
Yeah, it was like when
There's some good thrash
Was it
bands.
recorded down at what's it called?
No, I don't know if it was. It's
Doesn't
kind
have
of
more
raw.
sound?
It doesn't have the more sound.
Right. Okay.
Another good band another good thrash band that I kind of like is Heathen. You know them?
Well, I can picture the logo.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, they're pretty good thrash band. I was into them too. So yeah, Nuclear Assault's great too. I mean, there's a lot of good thrash bands. Some of the, in my view, some of the thrash bands sound too happy.
You've always
Oh
said
yeah,
that.
well, I mean, I'm a huge,
I know you did that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's just so fucking weak.
yeah.
I'm
I know-
sorry.
I know that's not like
What do you
that's
mean?
totally not your thing, but I love bands like Municipal Waste and Toxic Holocaust.
Yeah, they rock too.
Yeah, that shit just fucking rules. Like I know.
That beat, I can't take it.
I'm not gonna say that I'm an expert on the.
I'm not an
subgenre,
expert either.
but I love German thrash. I like Creator.
Well, that's more brutal.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's more brutal.
Yeah, for sure.
And I got into that stuff when I was trying to like do back history on black metal because all those like Norwegian black metal bands credit a lot of like Creator, Sodom, and Destruction all the time. So
Yeah, because that stuff is more like brutal thrash.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
yeah.
darker.
Yeah, it's darker. Yeah.
Destruction released from Agony.
We played with Destruction on that fucking Metal Cruise, and I was like, oh, this is fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's the thing too. With thrash, I feel like I could appreciate a lot more live because when I was a teenager, I was full on into brutal death metal and grindcore, and I started getting into thrash like later on. You know what I mean? So it's
Hey, we were talking Afterbirth. Cody's watching.
Yeah.
What's up, Cody?
What's
Cody
up,
from
bro?
Afterbirth, the genius behind Afterbirth. What's up, man? Thanks for watching,
They're
brother.
awesome dudes, man. I'm actually really pumped that you're in that band because I already liked those guys previous to that. Not even because of their band, because they're actually awesome dudes. And,
Yeah.
and Dave Case, obviously, and he plays in Helmet too. I love those guys, man. They're so cool and they're so nice to me. And
it's not a front. They really are good dudes.
Yes.
they're the fucking best. Dude.
And every one of their releases always has new surprises on it, which is great, you know? So,
I love those guys.
cheers to you, Cody. We love you, brother.
Dave Case did a lot of painting at my day job, and we hung out for like a whole month every morning. Like
Oh, he's-
we were he's just the man, dude.
He's chilled out.
Joseph Mitchell, it is not stupid to say Power Trip is an amazing band, so I don't think
rules.
I don't think
Fucking great.
I don't think that's
Good band.
a bad thing to say, man. You know?
That was Riley, right?
Yeah, shout out to Riley.
Yeah, it was Riley.
Rest in peace, man.
Chris is good bud. Wow, we got a lot of people on here. So, what do you guys? Well, you guys are telling us what do you like. Will,
Shoot.
first death metal band you ever heard, and your reaction when you first heard it.
Well, okay. Well, if you want to talk first I ever heard, not
Yeah.
first I ever like hooked.
No, right.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
why I'm asking that question.
A kid that I went to junior high school with, who later got out of metal, somehow acquired Butcher to Birth on cassette when I was in like 7th grade and loaned it to me. And I liked horror movies, and I liked like Iron Maiden and Pantera and local hardcore bands and whatever, you know. But like, I remember listening to Butcher to Birth and taking it back to the kid the next day and be like, that was too much for me, man. It sounds like some dogs barking and trash can lids and like it just did not. My brain was not ready for it. And now Butcher to Birth is a great album.
So now, what is the album that you listened to that it clicked with you?
It was the Afterbirth Psychopathic Embryology demo.
Oh, it's a great demo.
When my buddy, you know Adam Rotella.
Yeah, of
He's
course.
older than me, and he
Is he still like into? He does some weird.
he does
some weird ass shit
Sure
because
does.
he sent me some weird. Oh man, I haven't seen Adam in years.
He's getting married. The COVID slowed down his wedding, but he's getting married. Shout out to him and his fiance.
Does he still live by the train station?
No, he lives out somewhere by here now.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only one that's still stuck in Huntington Station.
Okay.
Yeah, you know where Adam used to live.
Yeah, I know exactly. I used to pick him up and take him to the
He
Roxy.
used to live in the hood.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Were you old enough to go to shows there?
no,
I missed it too.
That's the tragedy of my life. Is it was like right downtown Huntington.
But I also missed Castle Heights by like 2 years.
You
I was lucky to
did?
go. Yeah, I was lucky to get there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess
But yeah,
I'm
Adam
fortunate.
dubbed me Psychopathic Embryotomy, and I remember hearing the vocals and being like, that sounds like a frog or a cricket or something, and the bass and the guitar blending together. It was just that I was, and then there were other bands, and Scattered Remnants, and then then you can go down the whole list.
Right. But it was Afterbirth that did
It
it
was
for
the
you.
Afterbirth Psychopathic Embryotomy demo that was like, I like death metal.
What about you?
Me, I mean, listening to thrash, Iron Maiden stuff, and Megadeth, and honestly, I think the first heavy band I ever got into was System of a Down. I mean, I'm 32 years old, so it was right there.
For the whole new metal movement, I think System of the Down.
No, I fuck with them. And the lead singer's here today.
Fuck those commie motherfuckers. Fuck them. Fuck Serge. He can suck my fucking dick.
And when you
Sorry.
look in the mirror and you see the
I see Serge. It drives me crazy. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck them.
Listen,
I fuck with them,
Fuck
dude.
Rage Against the Machine.
I like them a lot.
I know you do.
I like both those bands a
I
lot.
just can't stand their politics.
I would
that's
literally,
all.
I've never seen Rage, dude. They're like a bucket list band. I'm going to decapitate someone if I ever see them. Like, I'm going to kick somebody's head off their body.
I was never a big Rage guy, man.
I'll decapitate Tom Morello, fucking Mr. Fucking
Legend.
communism for profit.
I saw Tom Morello at
yeah, he's a little strange.
the
like
whiskey
that,
with his
so.
wife, so I didn't want to bother him. But I
Should've
went. I
bothered
just.
him.
I went to have. I went and had fried calamari and a pizza at the whiskey after we played, or at the Rainbow Bar after we played at the whiskey, right? And yeah,
Really?
yeah. And I was like, oh, Tom Morello. I'm not gonna bother him. He's with his wife.
Yeah.
The pizza was good.
At the whiskey?
We had pizza.
The
We had
Rainbow?
pizza there. Remember, me and you. We had pizza there.
I know we went to the Rainbow.
We did. I've had pizza there numerous times.
I had
It's
chicken.
actually
I
good.
think I had chicken
It's
fingers
actually
or something.
acceptable.
One time I was in the car with some of the Artificial Brain guys a few years ago, driving in to go play at St. Vitus in Brooklyn, and we were turning corners, going past, and there was some little cafe type of place, and Janine Garofalo was out front smoking a cigarette, just like chilling. It was just like so random, man. It was pretty weird. Celebrity stuff.
Did you
Is that
throw?
a bowling ball,
Yeah,
please?
yeah, I don't know.
Did you throw a rock at her?
I should have like got her number or something.
No, I fuck with her. She's funny, man.
She's another brain dead fucking moron. Fuck her.
Well,
Look, her!
I was. Me and Will were having I wouldn't say heated, but we were having a conversation not too long ago about. I think what got me into just fast music in general was the band No Effects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh sure,
Great
why
band.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my older cousin was way into that fucking band, and I heard that in like second grade. And this was the time when Spice Girls was what everyone was listening to.
Oh god,
that
I
knew.
remember those
And I was
days.
listening to Effects, like Clams Have Feelings Too, all that shit. And that was like, it was fun, it was fast, and it just had like way more balls. And I don't know, that kind of like D-beat shit, that I've always liked that stuff. I like crust punk because of that, you know.
Fuck yeah, no, that was a fun band, man. Like my friend Chris's cousin Greg, who actually used to live here in Center.
Not me, not this Chris.
We
I'm
used
not
to
his
skateboard.
friend.
We used to listen to like No Effects.
Oh yeah, it's total skateboard.
Oh yeah, that's
stuff.
total.
Yeah, skaters, you know, SoCal skater punk shit.
So I listened to when I got out of heavy metal for a while because in part of the '80s, heavy metal got really lame.
Yeah.
Like it got glammy and it got makeup-y and I turned to hardcore like Black Flag and all. But I got into a lot of skater punk like Jodie Foster's Army and all, I don't know if you know any of that stuff, but it was
I don't know. I mean,
great stuff.
no, I
Great
never
stuff.
did the deep dive into that. I just remember like being really young.
Check out
getting
Jodie
that
Foster's
shit, you
Army.
know,
Great
like
great
stealing
fucking
a few
band.
CDs from my cousin, listening to that and like Pennywise, which was just like that's a great way to get into deep beats when you're 8 years old. You know, like,
Well, I think
It's true.
I wasn't. The only thing I was trying to say, we had an argument, kind of like, well, no, it was a debate, but I was just making the point that to me, like the Sex Pistols and the Ramones were more like punk, and No Effects was maybe like the beginning of like the kind of commercial,
Like pop punk. Pop punk.
sound. You know what
Sure.
I mean?
yeah, which I agree,
Well,
but that doesn't mean it's.
I fucking love the Sex Pistols.
Yeah,
fucking rule.
I'm not gonna knock anyone for listening to the California punk stuff.
No, we had a fun conversation. Sometimes we have those, you know, a few beers in after a podcast. We just
Yeah.
talk about that kind of stuff.
I can be an elitist.
No, there are other good bands that I ended up hearing over the years. That I was like, oh, this is good. Like Propaganda and stuff. I was like, this is
They're good.
This
They're
is fucking
interesting.
awesome. You know?
Propaganda is good. There's a band called Strike Anywhere that's pretty interesting too, man. Some of their stuff, they're not like generic, you know. So like Tom Andrew from Buckshot Facelift, and he's in a band Reeking Aura with me. He's into a lot of punk.
Hey, Jimmy Forster asks, Will,
Jimmy.
sickening erotic or forensic? He asks everybody this fucking question.
This is a Mortal
Guy with
Decay
the Mortal
question?
Decay.
Yeah, it's a Mortal
Yeah.
Decay
This guy
question.
with the Mortal Decay. Well, I gotta say, all due respect to everybody involved with both albums. Love those guys. In my personal, like, as a fan, I gotta go Sickening Erotic.
That pisses Jimmy off.
I love Johnny.
I love him too, but
yeah.
Sickening Erotic is an amazing fucking album. I don't understand why Jimmy doesn't understand.
And it has more to do with the music than the vocals for me.
Right.
It's just the production is
Right.
like really raw, and there's just something about it. The atmosphere of it hits. Now, if you want to go cover art, I would say Forensic.
Yes.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I got to go with Forensic myself. Just
Forensic's a great album.
Yeah,
That's absolutely
that's the one I think of.
That's the thing with these,
Sorry.
like,
You right
these,
there? You good?
these,
Yeah, I'm
these
good.
like either or, which one do you like better? Like questions. Like I always got to make sure it doesn't sound like I'm shitting on the one that's like a hair underneath the other one. You know?
yeah, that's
Yeah, because they're both great albums, but I go Sickening and Sickening Erotic. I saw them when they were playing that live, and I bought the CD from them at Castle Lights. So I have like it's not. I can't even give an objective opinion because it's like nostalgia for me too. Right?
Killer.
That's
Killer.
kind of how I explained it to Jimmy, because he asked me, and I said that was the period when I hung out with Mortal Decay all the fucking time, and we played like 100 shows together. So that was the album that stuck in my head the most, you know. But I love all of them. I mean, they're my favorite band. So
Mortal Decay is underrated.
oh my god, so underrated.
Sick live and super super ahead of their time too. And John Hartman's always been on the ball with the riffs and just.
And Anthony Ipri is such a great drummer, man.
John Hartman is the man. Like I love seeing him at a show. I love talking to him in the parking lot at a show.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's so cool and he's so funny.
Laid back, dude.
He's the best, dude.
He's one of the first people we interviewed too.
I love him.
Yeah, Joe from Mortal Decay is one of the first people we interviewed. We did a deep dive on him.
He's the man.
We caught Kelly at that Malignancy show.
Yeah,
we spoke to him for a little bit. Yeah.
We had a little clip interviewing Kelly at a show. Yeah, and we had a whole episode.
Yeah, shouts to those guys.
Good dudes. I want to get Anthony Ipri on though because I think he writes most of the lyrics and all that stuff.
Yeah, Ipri writes all the lyrics.
Yeah, I gotta get him. That's also interesting too when the drummer writes all the lyrics.
Like Neil Peart.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Harold, yes, Minor Threat rules. I saw Minor Threat numerous times in the 80s.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I did. They were great. They were a great band, you know.
Which Rollins album are you on the back cover of?
I am on the back cover of the End of Silence album.
Oh, okay.
Wow. All right.
I am. There's a big picture of me, like, poking my head up, all 6'4", with my little Mopar hat on, and it was at Lollapalooza in 1992. And the back of the End of Silence album cover is a shot of Rollins singing.
It's like a live shot, right?
Yeah, it's a live shot.
Yeah.
And they blew everybody away. They made Jane's Addiction look stupid.
I mean, that's not hard, but
It was great. That Rollins band is still, in my view, one of the heaviest bands ever. Groove it for days. Now he's a fucking douche now, but at one point when he believed in self-reliance and things like that, he was cool. But now he's like all fucking squishy.
He's not living in the cabin anymore that he built.
Well, he's driving a little Mazda 626 or something, right, Chris?
A very modest car. I saw him in Hollywood, dude. I was parking my car. I went to go to the Mesa Boogie storefront to go try and finagle some. You know, I was like, I just played Knotfest. Like, I just over Slipknot. I was like, it's popping, you know.
Guys like great.
No, they were cool. Yeah. We exchanged some ideas. We exchanged some info and stuff like that. And then we ended up going with PV and stuff anyway. But no, they were cool there. And then like as I was fucking parking my rental car, making a left in like a Mazda 626. Yeah, it was Henry Rollins. I was like,
Thrifty.
Joe Roberts,
very modest vehicle for that gentleman.
Any updates on the new material? Yeah, here's the updates. Chris and I threw out 2 songs.
And we wrote some sick shit
And we
today.
wrote some sick shit today.
Ooh, man.
So we have 3 songs done now when we had 4, but we threw out 2. So we're being picky. So
I really want it to be sick, man, and we're taking our time with it, but I feel like we're kind of past that writer's block thing that was really bugging.
I think so too. We're flowing.
I was like, I couldn't write anything that I thought was like
good
as the last album, you know? And like, I don't want to just be like, all right, we can write 7 songs and just get it over with. Like, I want it to at least match the quality of it. I think these songs could be on the last album, no problem. Like,
I honestly think they're better. They're more diverse. I love the last album that we did. I truly love it. One of the biggest criticisms we got, and I kind of agree with it, that some of the songs were samey.
yeah, I mean, but that's
But that's our style,
you're
you know.
feeling, you
But
know?
but we stepped it up. I mean, Chris has wrote some
couple different things
amazing.
and shit that
Chris
we're
has
trying.
wrote some amazing stuff. I wrote some different stuff.
I'm trying not to say no as much this time around, you know, and just be like, all right, I trust him, you know.
You know, and I think it's good. You know, I think it's really good. I was listening.
You got some sick shit, man.
Yeah, it's
The best of both worlds.
both.
Yeah, BOAF.
Yeah, both. I think so too. It's going to be but it's IB. It's groovy as fuck, but you know, there's going to be some twists and turns. That's all I'm going to say.
The end of that song though really makes me want to like flip this table over. Even
Oh my
thinking
god,
about it
people
right
are going to fucking die.
It's like ultimate mosh.
That's how the folding
Like,
chair broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I felt the folding chair the other day. It wasn't like locked into place.
You guys just are like every once in a while you write a slam riff so hard you just gotta break a chair.
So Chris wrote this amazing slam riff, and then I'm like, why don't we fucking just take it, do it again,
We just moved it
and
down
drop 20 BPM out of
like,
it?
we know what these idiots want. Let's do it.
And it's just it's disgusting. It's just
It worked good.
disgusting. Wait till you guys hear it. You guys are gonna fucking die. Thank you, Les. Appreciate it, brother. We love Corrupting Influence
Thank
too.
you.
I think it's
That was my life's work culminated.
I think it's the best IB
It
album
really was,
to
dude.
date.
That was like everything I ever worked for and everything I ever earned. Hanging out with you and opening my band, fucking From the Ashes, my shitty high school band, open up for Will's band, BioLitch in Brooklyn, 20 years ago, dude. Everything I ever earned, every person I ever fucking met, bumped elbows with, every show I ever went to, every fucking guitar string I ever changed, every fucking job I ever lost, it was to get Corrupting Influence out and be part of that legacy and
Every
have it on
job I
wax.
ever lost.
Dude, seriously, I mean, you know how many jobs I just fucking went, all right, I'm going to quit this because I'm going on tour next week with Revenants or Without Remorse or whatever. You know, like, I'm just going to do it to get to that point where something that me and you created is on wax in the legacy that is Internal Bleeding. I was just like, I even have a video of us taking it out of the package, the box for the first time when it got delivered. It was just like, holy fuck. You know what I mean?
It's still exciting to me
huge moment.
too, even after all these years.
So thank you, sir. So thank you for that compliment. It means more to me than you actually know. That album was very important to me.
Mike Vanek had mentioned to me. I sent you the text.
You did. I
when he
read
texted
that
me.
vlog, man. That's really
Corrupting Influence helped me get through some shit. Thank you, man. We hope it does.
Caused
man.
a lot of shit for me, but
Yeah. Well, not as much. Oh yeah, it did.
I mean, that's
Jesus.
that's neat. You can never forget. It's easy sometimes to forget, like how like the way that death metal and underground metal means so much to us. It means that much to people that we don't even know all over the place, man.
it's pretty sick, man. Because there are albums that are not necessarily big band albums that like did hit me at the right time. That I was like, fuck, dude, I love these guys.
Yeah, like some band that no one heard of from
Right.
Europe somewhere that never even toured, but like you found their album and you're just like that guitar solo is my emotion.
Yep.
That I'm feeling.
And then you guys follow boxing.
I
Who's your
don't
favorite
follow
boxing man
I don't follow boxing. No.
My favorite boxing man is Muhammad Ali
of all time?
of all time.
All right, I gotta hop off the bus real quick.
Oh, boy,
brother.
we got somebody taking a pee-pee. All right, so in the door,
That's for the only.
make a left and then make a right,
Gotcha.
and then you got the bathroom. So
We got the webcam in there too.
yeah, well, don't worry, we're gonna flip to him peeing in a minute. So, does anybody have any NFL predictions for tomorrow? Raiders win the Super Bowl.
Buddy McGirt's my favorite boxer, though.
Is Kansas City still in the mix?
I'm sure it is because Drew asked.
Well, I
Drew's from Kansas City.
Kansas City and the Bills and the Tom Brady's versus
I'd like to see the Chiefs win.
the Packers.
I'd like to see the Chiefs win because they're in the same division as the Raiders. So
Yeah, I'd like to see Chiefs Bucks because I'm a big Tom Brady guy. So
I don't watch football, but I know Cody from Lifeless Chasm Records that puts out the tape. He just put out the Afterbirth tape.
I saw those.
Beautiful. I know
Those album covers are insane, dude.
He's rooting for the Chiefs because he's in Kansas City.
Those album
so
covers are so
I gotta
fun.
go with Chiefs for Lifeless Chasm Records.
Mike is saying Buffalo all day. I'm just going to say one thing, Mike. Buffalo is not part of New York, even though it's.
Oh,
It's weird. They're technically the only team that plays within the actual state lines of New York. The Jets and the Giants both play in New Jersey, for those of you that don't know that.
yeah, like going to New Jersey and then coming home to New York is the most New York thing you could do,
It's
or
bizarre.
vice versa.
Yeah, it's bizarre,
crazy.
to be honest with you. Yeah, but Buffalo, 10 hours from where we're sitting right now, is the only team in the state of New York, technically.
I mean,
Mike says fuck the Chiefs from a lifelong Raider fan. Dude, I'm a lifelong Raider fan too, but same fucking division. We got to go for the Chiefs.
Yeah, overall, I mean, like, the Raiders are the sickest. I'm going to be a Raiders fan by default when I move to Las Vegas. And, yeah.
I don't
So
see. I
they got
don't
the
follow
sickest
football.
gear. They got the sickest stadium, sickest logo.
You know,
We ripped it off.
I got a death metal football fun fact though.
Hit them.
Kelly Izquierdo from Mortal Decay could have gone at least college football. Might have gone pro, but he had a knee injury, unfortunately. Man.
I did not know that.
See,
What position?
No matter what,
That explains why he's a crazy Jets fan.
But if actually, I think he talked about it on when we did an interview with him. So if you go back on the Heavy Hole podcast,
What position?
Kelly Izquierdo. I don't remember. But
Didn't
you
say.
got to listen to the interview to get that. So if we talk
Fair.
about anything, even football, I'm going to bring it back to death metal just to show you.
You're the man.
All right, that
We
makes
got a
sense.
football question. I brought it back to plugging an interview we did.
Nice. It's kind of smoky in here.
It is very smoky in here.
Yeah.
And that would have to do with my cigar more than these guys.
fine tobacco.
Can I get you
samples.
anything from this end of the table?
Yeah, anything.
How about one of these?
Oh no.
Take that now. It'll kick in.
No, dude. You know what?
High for a month.
All right, so maybe like 2 weeks ago, I allegedly like had a really. I just went overboard with the edibles. Kyle allegedly. You guys got me saying that now. Kyle from Internal Bleeding made a batch of like Muddy Buddies, dude, and I was just like standing in front of my refrigerator, just eating them one night because they were so fucking good. And then I woke up in the middle of the night later that night. I was just like, I have too many teeth in my head. I was like, oh my god, I feel my hair growing. I hear my hair growing.
Yeah,
And then I had like a really bad like next day where I was just like double gravity and like zero interest in anything, just like serotonin drained. I was like, so I'm taking a little bit of break from the edibles, especially you said these are ultra powerful.
Yeah.
But they look so fucking good that I want to eat all 6 of them.
That's why they're dangerous, you know. Most brownies don't put.
But
you
I'm
in
gonna put
ground,
these in the
but-
freezer and save them for an emergency where I like need the next flight I take or something. But
It's always dark when you party, and then like
I went
you
overboard
wake up
recently.
in the middle of the night and the party's over and you're not fucked up anymore and you're just like, oh.
that's dude, it's brutal, dude. People don't take edibles as seriously as I think they should. Because they really, it hits me totally different than smoking weed. I rolled that fucking cannon, dude. I'm fine. Like, I could go driving. I could talk to my mom straight face. You know what I mean? Like, one of these, an hour later, I'm going to be like, counting my fingers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Really looking at my eyes in the mirror, like, shit. Yeah.
How am I going to play guitar with 6
Edibles are not to really be fucked with, man.
This might work.
Yeah.
I can't feel my
You guys
lungs.
fucking mushrooms or anything?
Not on camera.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
I mean, he doesn't do anything. He's all allegedly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I haven't
I've had a lot
I
of
haven't like
fun.
20 years, dude. I don't even really remember.
I had a guy sell
great.
me a whole bunch one time because he was moving, and I was gonna sell them, but I didn't. I just ate them all. Over the course of a week, I tripped like 6 times. I took Sunday off, as you do, and I lost my mind for a bit, and I think I was probably a different person back then. I think I had a Scottish accent or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, it fucked me up nice.
Wow.
Didn't they
And
just legalize them to treat depression in the state?
Yeah, I mean, you can't just carry them on you all willy nilly.
I think out west you
That's for
can
my
get them. I think you can just have them.
I'm depressed, officer.
Guys just eat shrooms all day, every day to deal with
I've seen him-
Harold fears the edibles.
I've seen them professionally packaged, in like chocolate form, like edible.
man.
I had those
Don't
two. I saw, man, I forgot what band I saw, but I was on mushrooms and watching. I forget what band it was, but watching this drummer just do blast beats was the best thing in the world. I could watch
That's so
a
sick.
dude just do sick blast beats on mushrooms all night. That's it.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
All right, so I mentioned it a minute ago, but okay, BioLitch, your OG band that I remember,
Yeah,
2000, 2001, my shitty high school band From the Ashes. We were okay for a bunch of 15-year-olds, but like Will and his band BioLitch, they were like, you guys were on another level of like, oh, they're a legit death metal band. Like, we were like loose hardcore, trying to just play the best we could kind of band, and you guys were already like, oh, they're playing. Their drummer was sick and could play legit double bass. This was before like every kid in the world had the technique they could watch on YouTube or whatever. Like, it was tough to do it back then to the level that kid was playing drums. I think and he was really sick, dude. He was really fucking sick.
Yeah, he's they were talented guys. They were very talented guys, and our circle of people in Huntington, our circle of like death metal guys, like that's all we did was we traded tapes with each other. We got tapes in the mail, and we wanted to be like BioLitch was like wanting to be in Suffocation, Lymphatic Phlegm, Dead Infection, and all these other bands at the same time.
My son is in here.
I have to get sodas.
He has to get sodas.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's what we're calling them now, sodas?
James, what are you doing?
Whoops. Busted.
IB doing it for the kids.
Yeah, always for the
Yeah,
kids.
usually
Always.
the parent catches the kid smoking weed in the garage.
Not me. I don't touch this stuff.
Oh, true.
Well,
Yeah, except for when
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Except when we're in Canada.
who was here?
Or Oregon.
Gore-Tex was here,
Oh yeah, I did have
and
some.
then you molested his producer, Mike Maz.
yeah.
We met him like 20 minutes before that. You were like kissing the kid on the top of the head. I was like, they're going to shoot us.
They're gonna call Necro and
It's like, they are going to shoot us in the driveway after this.
Nobody's gonna shoot me. I'm too lovable.
I met. I was like briefly introduced to the guy once at a metal show, man. But he a good rapper, man.
The man, and great behind the scenes dude, like an awesome dude, awesome
Yeah.
fucking dude.
Really good guy. So anyway, let's see. Tassi, I'm going to ask you a question. Since Mike Tossi's a loyal viewer. I'm going to ask Tassi a question. What is your favorite death metal t-shirt that you own? Because I'm sure you own like 7,020, 7,030 t-shirts. Which is your favorite?
T-shirts add up, man, when you're a death metal.
I know.
How many you got, Chris?
Oh, God, I've got so many. Every once in a while, I'll whip out a classic.
Yeah.
Where do you keep like the classic shit? Because I've never really seen them. I've seen the stuff that you've amassed since I've been around.
I have my closet is just cubby holes full of shirts.
I've never seen the classics, dude. Like, and I don't really. So I live here down in the attached apartment, and I have maybe 50 T-shirts here, but they're all stuff that I've acquired pretty much since I've been here. All my good shits in my parents' basement, and like a Rubbermaid thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's some serious heat in there, dude. There's some like wild shit in there. And I've sold a lot over the course of the last year or two, especially when COVID started. Some of my hours got cut, so I went in the basement. I made like $600 one week selling like 10 shirts.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah, nowadays there's a big market for that, man. The old merch, people buy that shit.
I should sell my Dying Fetus shirt. I got the original Dying
Yeah,
Fetus
no, that's
with the guy upside
going
down.
with me. That's coming with me to Las Vegas.
Maybe I'm in the market. Just let me know.
Nah.
Some 17-year-old kid will give you like $700.
I know, but that meant a lot to me. Jason gave it to me when they came out with the shirt.
We got to have Jason on here, man. He's my favorite vocalist of all time. He's a great
Amazing
friend,
vocalist.
great fucking wisdom-filled gentleman. All right, so who do you guys got coming up on the show?
Yeah.
Well, we normally don't. We like to keep it kind of a surprise every week. So
Can't break kayfabe. Sorry.
Well, I'm not. We got a big fish on the hook, but
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about that yet. But I think I could say that's probably going to be our biggest guest ever.
Cool.
In the metal community.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's
probably our biggest name coming up.
Wow, Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey.
Anthony Benedetto himself from Story of Queens.
we're just gonna be playing Hank Williams vinyls. That's what we're doing.
Frank Rizzo from the Jerky Boys.
Why not?
That's my biggest inspiration for like candor and like back and forth on the
Johnny Brandon?
But well, who can I say that we got coming up, man? I mean, I'll say this: we just had Seppo Tatila, who was in Demigod and a Dramalek from Finland. We just had Trevor Perez from Obituary.
The man.
What a great guy. What a
Shout out
great
to
guy.
T-Bone.
Cool guy, real down to earth.
T-Bone's the
Man.
man. T-Bone's the
He
man.
produced our live thing.
Yeah, well, we had him, and then we had Chris the next week. We had Lee Harris from Monstrosity. We had Paul Speckman from Master. Like lately, we wanted to, for the holidays, kind of step it up and have a lot of OGs and classic people with a big catalog. And now we're, well, I guess I'll say a few that, like, we're having Hath. They're from Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, coming on, a younger, more up-and-coming kind of band. They're on Willow Tip Records.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get more international guests. We're trying to like we had the guy from Demigod and the Dramalek. We're going to try to stay in Finland for a few guests.
That's cool.
We got well, I guess we could say we got we're going to have someone from fairly prominent German brutal death metal band that everyone in the whole world likes.
Mhm.
I'm going to stop there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah,
Scorpions, nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But yeah, we're trying to step up the booking this year. Like I'm trying to have really like well respected, well known people and mix in some younger up and coming people.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a lot of recommendations from the people on our Patreon,
Oh,
and
sick.
all of our social media.
That's awesome that you guys. We have so much trouble. We get guests who are like, "Yeah, let's do," and they just it always falls through the cracks at the last minute. It's maddening.
You know what? I have left all booking to Will because I have
And
tried booking
you
people
guys
and
can,
it
but you guys can book anytime you want, and then you replay it. We have to do it live, so it
Yes.
has to be
yeah.
on the date.
Right,
You know,
right,
and
yeah.
it's like I've got tons of guys, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna like me and Danny Nelson. Danny was supposed to come on this weekend.
Mhm.
His computer's fucked up. Blah 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 blah. I can't do it. You know, it's like constantly trying to.
Danny.
Yeah. Shout out to Danny. But
No, Danny's the man,
Yeah,
and we're
he's the
gonna get him
best.
on as soon as he gets his computer straightened out.
Yeah,
You know.
your chain. I'll go over there and straighten out.
All right, straighten Danny out because I want Danny on.
But,
Yeah, I love Danny Nelson.
booking needs as little moving parts as possible.
Sure.
So I've left that all to Will because I have talked to people and started getting the ball rolling, and that's not really my forte. And communicating and doing that kind of stuff. And
Well,
Will is you're on top of that stuff, which is great. Like
But I'll say this: like we do roughly 4 episodes a month. Sometimes 1 or 2 more. And it's like without getting weird about it, it's like asking out women. It's like you shoot your shot, like you know what I mean. Like for all the booking messages I send out, we want to interview you. We're this and that. Like I don't hear back from most of them. I've gotten a few that say no. Like I'm not going to say the band, but a very big British death metal band said, we're very kind of private people. We don't want to do the interview. Thank you very much, and they were very polite about it. Like. And then, so you have, the actual minority of booking requests I sent out is the people you hear on the show. Like, there's a lot of just not hearing back. Or sometimes somebody will get back to you 6 months later, and you're like, sick, now we can finally have this person on the show. So
we've had a couple fun ones like that.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Who is your ultimate guest? If you could have anybody.
If you're gonna, yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I've said this before I was in your house, Chris. Tony Iommi, I would love to talk to.
I have contacted their management company 100 times because that's my ultimate get.
Yeah.
And I've contacted
Pretty wild.
One day we will get Tony Iommi on here. That's like my dream if he would come on here.
Put in a word for me.
Even for 30 seconds to say "fuck off, you piece of shit,"
Yeah, right.
or whatever. I don't care,
So you guys said you had a Patreon. People have suggested that to us before, but like I said, sometimes I don't think people even like us being free.
Well, there's plenty of people watching, hanging out. They want to keep this going.
Well, the thing is, we have incentives because that's what I was
gonna say. What do you guys offer to?
There's different
the tiers?
tiers. There's like a $5 tier and a $10 tier. You can get 1 bonus episode a month, or you can get for the $10 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes a month. Plus, we throw extra stuff on there that's not even like in the Patreon.
naked pictures of you two.
Right, you guys
together. And
You guys have
separate,
sick merch.
That's why I
That,
got 2 shirts on. It's hard to keep them on.
you guys have sick merch that doesn't have an awful picture of me on it.
Yeah. I didn't want to do the
Speaking of merch,
the bobblehead.
Fucking kidding me.
if you go to internalbleeding.com/SmokeSesh,
This
you can
fucking-
get this awesome SmokeSesh shirt that has a beautiful
This-
representation of Chris McCarthy on
This
it.
fucking guy, Matt Martins, did me no fucking favors. Look at that.
both look handsome there.
Good grief.
Thank you. We both look
I
handsome.
like that.
You look
Awful
like Jerky
fucking-
Boys characters, like
awful
representations,
forehead.
like on the cover of the Jerky Boys albums.
It's like our Crohn's.
Ugh.
I like that. Giant
Ugh.
naked woman behind you.
Right.
But yeah, buy the shirt, guys.
Buy
It
the
helps us
shirt.
out. We're trying to save up for a green screen or something with some t-shirt sales.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
All the money that we get from the SmokeSesh shirts goes into producing this stupid show.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's about our Patreon. All that money, like we don't make a lot of money, but shout out to the people that do support us. But they get extra clips and behind the scenes stuff that's not on the regular episodes. They get bonus episodes. We make videos, and the Patreon people can watch the videos a month early. And a lot of them are holiday or season themed, so it wouldn't make sense to watch it a month later for free. And the money all goes to the production. Like we had before COVID, we had plans to save up and go to some metal fests and travel around and make like podcasts doing that and stuff. But now the money is just kind of staying there until Tom buys audio equipment and microphones.
How would you do that on the go? Like, what equipment do you have for that?
So
Good question.
We're pretty much set up to podcast anywhere. I bought a Zoom L8, which is it's a mixer / audio interface, and
Okay.
it's also battery powered.
Oh,
And if I want to, it's bus powered, so I can just plug right into a laptop, record into Pro Tools, so I can edit on the fly. And it also backs up with an SD card. So this thing is like,
write this down.
I'll say,
I can't.
yeah, no, we upgraded.
I'm
mics
drunk.
and
I can't
everything.
do that.
We wanted to hear our voices nice, so we got we used to use some like random Audio Technica condenser mics, but they pick up the whole room and shit. So we switched to RE20, which is like the classic broadcast mic.
Of course.
We're a bunch of Larry Kings. Shout out to him.
Oh,
May
man.
he rest in peace.
Yeah, right.
That sucks. Yeah, we would not be a broadcast of any sort
Without Larry King.
without
Without
mentioning Larry
yeah.
King. God
But
damn,
yeah,
man.
no, we're ready to go with that kind of stuff. We have our options. We also have 2 Zoom H2s, right? You have one in your car.
I got it right here.
Yeah, so
we could do a podcast right now.
Yeah. So
Let's
we've
do
covered
it.
all the bases. Let's
Fuck
do it
it.
right after. Let's do a
I-
bonus episode.
Yeah.
I literally thought you guys were going to call in today. I couldn't believe it. Me and Chris were upstairs making music, and I saw the little bing. We're here. I was like, who's here?
Yeah.
This is cool. This is
I
sick as
told
fuck.
him a week ago.
Party's over.
I'll just
But yeah, shout out, respect, and rest in peace to Larry King.
Yeah.
Definitely like the man. Definitely, you know.
I just remember
He
him,
was old as shit when we were kids.
I'm thinking of Morton
Jesus.
Downey Jr. Remember him?
Oh
I know the
yeah,
name. I don't really remember the
those
name.
Smoking
fucking
cigarettes.
and the fake
Yeah.
teeth.
Smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes.
But
all
yeah,
over.
this last segment is brought to you by Garlic.
All right.
He used to
Speaking of
hook-
podcasts, favorite non-music podcasts. Do you have some podcasts that you like?
non-music.
Non-music.
It's
It's got to be a wrestling
The
one.
silliest and stupidest and most immature thing of all time. It's Jim Norton's Chip Chipperson podcast. It's so immature and vulgar. It makes me laugh so fucking hard.
All right.
Chip Chipperson podcast.
I listen to a podcast called There's one called Mafia that I listen to all the time, and there's one called Hard History,
Okay.
which is all military history stuff,
Gotcha.
which I really like. I listen to those. Those are two of my favorite podcasts.
Yeah. Check out the Cauldron.
Okay,
All military history, but it's battle by battle.
that's what this guy does.
Colin
That-
breaks down battle. Yeah, it's cool stuff. It was definitely in that wheelhouse. you know?
Right. Okay. Will.
I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts. I mainly listen to music, just listen to music. But I do listen to. I watch on YouTube a lot of things. Like I was telling you, I like Vlad TV a lot and Valuetainment a lot because I watch how they interview people. But if you want a real answer, a podcast that I do listen to a lot and enjoy, Tim Dillon.
Oh, he's
Comedian.
great. He's so goddamn funny.
He's
dude.
from Long Island.
It's
from Island
Dude,
Park.
He talks about being from Long Island.
Kid's
he talks
hilarious.
about being fat. I can't really relate to the fact that he's gay, but he's got 2 out of 3 on him.
It's goddamn
Relatable
hilarious. You guys have
content.
similar voices too.
Oh, you let me listen to him.
He's so
He's
goddamn
Yeah, he
hilarious.
is pretty
He's a
funny.
madman.
He is pretty funny.
He's fucking hilarious, and I love when he gets to Long Island because he'll go there and talk
Yeah.
about the whole Long Island experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll mention like certain delis that I've definitely
Yeah,
been to
yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
great.
Yeah, it's great.
I actually went to Holy
hilarious.
Trinity High School where he went.
No way.
And I remember him talking on the podcast about
Yeah, he talks about high school.
the theater teacher that was caught making out with a kid in the hallway or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just like,
Oh,
oh,
You
man,
know about that?
yeah, I knew the
Yeah.
guy. It was
Yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah.
I also listen to a wide range of political podcasts, both from the right and the left.
Mhm.
So like Pod Save America, I listen to Ben Shapiro.
Oh, brother.
Who's that other guy who's really funny? I forgot his name. You like him. You think he's funny.
I don't know. Joe Rogan.
But I listen both sides. I like the back and forth.
Yeah.
You know.
I used to listen to Joe Rogan before he did the Spotify thing, but I don't have Spotify.
Rogan's pretty cool, man. He's got good guests.
Yeah, he
Well,
does
that's
all right.
like that's the thing. He would have a real diverse lineup of different people, man, all from different walks of life.
I think the show hasn't been as funny since he moved to Texas.
You think he toned it down?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem as funny since the studio moved or anything. It just hasn't drawn me in.
that
But it used to be
studio
great.
blows. That fucking looking
Yeah,
into that.
Yeah, I don't love it.
It's like a
But
red
I don't
sock.
think. I don't think it has the same levity.
No, it's not the same,
No.
man.
Well, I mean, there's loads of good podcasts out there. Like, I don't know. One show I love that is the Dick Show, which is Dick Masterson, who is the guy who wrote the book "Men Are Better Than Women." It's a fucking joke, but that dude is the funniest guy on the internet, and people have been trying to shut him down for a long time, and it doesn't work. He's unkillable.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to
He's
hear.
fantastic.
Do you guys watch any? Are there any YouTube shows that you watch?
Well, I was just saying, Valuetainment. If people are interested in more true crime, or even they have political people too on Valuetainment. Valuetainment and Vlad TV conduct the best interviews that I really see anywhere.
Vlad's a narc.
It's my total
He might be.
inspiration.
Vlad's a
Well,
narc.
well, that's why we say allegedly
Don't
all
tell
over
him
my
nothing.
podcast, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not a narc.
Yeah,
But-
you turned me on to that dude's content right
Yeah.
before.
They
we
are good
started
interviews
doing
though.
it.
I watch a lot of YouTube shows.
Yeah.
Not just because of my kids. So my kids watch these gamers, right?
Yeah.
So there's this one guy, Jacksepticeye, who is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
At first I watched it, I'm like, this is stupid, and then I'm watching him playing this game, and I'm like, oh my god, he's so fucking funny. So I watch a lot of gamer podcasts, believe it or not. just like it keeps me in touch with my kids,
Yeah.
and it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, but another one I watch is called The Professional Russian.
Never heard that one.
It's this dude from Georgia who puts on these fake Russian accents, but he's got like an arsenal of weapons, machine guns, fuck everything you could think of. But he does it all with like tongue-in-cheek humor, speaking as a Russian.
Wait, is that
And-
the guy Kyle FPS Russia?
Yes, yes.
I know him,
Right?
yeah, he's
Fuck, and he got arrested. He got busted too.
He got fucked up.
Fucking hilarious.
Painkiller Already. That's a good podcast that he does with.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
he's
After
on
his
that show.
arrest, I watch all the old professional Russian things when he's like. He's like, my friends ask me, why is this shotgun like so good? I said, because it has 2 barrels. And then he goes and he starts shooting these barrels and they're blowing up all over the place.
Is video game related?
No, it's real life. And he's like some dude from Georgia who fakes a Russian accent, and it's fucking hilarious.
Not Georgia, the country.
No, Georgia, USA. And he got like fucking busted by the fucking ATF and everything.
Yeah, he was.
Dude,
in
he'd
jail.
show up on shows with fucking howitzers, 155 millimeter howitzers.
Yeah.
I don't know where he get. He's like, today we're going to fire this, and it's a fucking gun that's like, and he's like, and he blows up like 9 cars.
That's sick.
You know?
It's just awesome.
It's
That is
fucking
pretty sick.
great.
It's crazy, man.
Look up The Professional Russian. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
You know?
we're getting off on a tangent, guys.
Yeah,
We're fucking,
sorry.
it's getting late here. Once again, guys, it's the Heavy Hole Podcast. You can get it on Spotify, Apple, Google Play,
iTunes, all that.
Stitcher.
nonsense.
Is that still a thing?
We're on there. I
Yeah,
don't think
we're-
anyone listens on
No.
there, but if you need to.
All right, fair enough.
One little guy with a cat and a cup of coffee on Stitcher listening to us.
That's what's up. But yeah, we appreciate you guys coming in, man. Let's
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, man.
let's go to 640.
All right, we'll go to 640. It's 6:34. We got 6 minutes. Open questions. Anybody got questions for Will, Tom, anybody? What fucking ask a question. Don't ask Chris McCarthy a question, okay? Because he'll get mad at you. Right? No.
I'll drop
Depends
a
on
plug.
the
The new Afterbirth working on new material.
That's what's up.
Artificial Brain recording the new album. Reeking Aura working on new material. The 3-song demo. Is
Buckshot
out there.
Facelift still a band?
Buckshot Facelift is kind of like on Family Man hiatus, but Buckshot Facelift's totally still a band. Didn't go anywhere.
Very sick. I remember seeing you guys one time and I was like, oh, fuck, that was good.
Thanks, man.
It was sick, dude.
Yeah, that's actually Reeking Aura is more of like an old school kind of death doom band with Ryan from Unearthly Trance and a bunch of the Buckshot Facelift guys
Okay.
that we're kind of doing since Buckshot. Like Sal from Buckshot Facelift is big time Family Man. Shout out to him with his kids now and everything. So you know how things slow
They're all
down.
Long Island guys?
Yeah. Well, Buckshot Facelift used to be all Long Island guys. Now it's like 3 states: Pennsylvania, Jersey, Long Island.
I get it, man.
You know how it gets when the band stays. It's like Chris said. Lineup changes are part of the blueprint. You know.
It's death metal.
Any?
You know?
Did any of you go? Okay, this is a good question.
Whoa,
from Mike.
Roadkill checking in.
That's before my time, right off the bat.
Roadkill checking in with Sundance. No, that was before my time.
Oh my
Chris,
God!
yeah.
I saw a Morbid Angel at Sundance. I saw Sepultura at Sundance.
That's Bayshore or Huntington?
Bayshore.
Okay.
The Roxy. Was
That's
like-
before
Okay.
Roxy. Yeah. I saw so many good shows at fucking.
Heard a lot about that.
And I was like a nobody. I
That's in
always
the parking lot of Southside Hospital, like where like that white like annex building
I
is. now?
believe so.
I
Yeah,
think so.
man. Sundance was great, man. Or Cannibal Corpse played there when the demo came out. I mean, like they had everybody at Sundance.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Who's drinking Yingling?
I am.
Andrew asks, "How's the Yingling tasting?"
Well, it's tasting fantastic.
All right.
Refreshing.
It's
It's everything
refreshing?
you'd expect from American.
SmokeSesh regular Andrew Z checking in.
It's delightful. Cheers.
It is the oldest brewery in America, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Andrew also
So
says,
they ser-
"McCarthy, you need to make some burgers."
I know. I took a little break. I made an Impossible Burger the other night that I had laying around some extra stuff, but I took like 10 days off from making burgers. I just didn't really. I needed a little break.
Ron Miles from Scattered Remnants says, "Say that." Ron is a loyal SmokeSesh watcher,
Yeah, Ron's a good guy, man. We
and he likes Blue Oyster Cult, as you can tell.
Hell yeah.
Long Island band.
Ron's
Long
got
Island
Long Island
band.
diverse musical palette, Ron Miles.
Yeah, he does, man. That's good stuff. So
we interviewed people are in the Scattered Remnants almost a year ago. I think we did a whole breakdown where we interviewed Ron Eric, and not Jay Henders. Who else did we interview, man? Who was the third guy we interviewed?
I'm blanking.
Rob Setterman.
Rob, yeah.
Yeah, we interviewed the 3 OG members of Sky Remnants that are still with the band, man, and did a whole long Sky Remnants mega episode, man.
Yeah, that
so
was
shout out
fun.
to Ron. Haven't talked to him.
I've been friends with all those guys, but Jason was the guy I always used to talk to.
Well, I think he was like the main guy running the whole program back in the
Yeah,
90s.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember he used to do the mail and make a lot of the merch and stuff. We talked about that on the interview with those guys, how they actually, they made sure they had his blessing and all that sort of thing. I think
Him and I have a lot in common because both of us have real Hendershaw and me both have wicked tinnitus. So him and I would talk about tinnitus all the time. Tinnitus, or whatever you want to call it.
From like death metal, or you just have it from like a medical.
I have it from a jaw problem.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Because people would think it's from playing guitar.
it's not. My hearing is perfect. I have a wicked TMJ in my jaw, which is like a disorder of the jaw, which makes my jaw click and crack and all kinds of fucked up shit. And it fucks up my ear, and it makes my ear fucking ring like, oh, it's terrible.
Fun way to close the show.
Yeah, I know. Will, who's your biggest vocal influence?
That's a good one. That's a good
Kuba
question
asks.
to close out.
Shout out to Kuba. I've seen Kuba around on
He knows his shit, man. He's from Poland. He knows his fucking shit.
He knows his food too, because he took us out to a good restaurant. That's true.
I got a special. I'm half Polish on my father's side. I got a special love for the Polish people. Bill, biggest vocal influence is easy if you heard my other answers before, because it would have to be Auntie Bowman of Demolik, Matt Duncan of Afterbirth, rest in peace, and I always got to say Matty Way, who was in California Disgorge when I first heard him, and he's Abnormal Putridity and all these other projects nowadays.
Yeah, we had a great show with him, by the way.
Yeah, we interviewed him. We
Sick.
interviewed Matty Way. We got a whole episode with Matty Way. If people want to go back, if people check out the Heavy Hole podcast, wherever you are, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you go to check out podcasts, look at our catalog. We've interviewed a lot of death metal and hardcore and different type of personalities.
That's what's up, man. So,
Sounds good.
like you said, man, the Heavy Hole podcast is available on all the major podcasteries. We appreciate you guys for coming in, man. This is sick as fuck, dude.
Awesome,
This is
dude.
awesome.
I was really pumped that you actually guys are here, man.
Thanks for joining us.
You guys are literally welcome back any fucking time, dude.
It is really smoky in here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to open that garage door.
Allegedly.
Allegedly
It's a
smoky.
cigar. It's a big old.
It's my big old stogie.
Jasmine.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys coming in, man. It's really sick. We have to do this again. You guys are literally welcome back anytime. You guys are very cool, man. We've been talking about this for a fucking long time, dude.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Doing the damn
man.
thing,
You got
dude.
on the show too. We got to do something wrestling related. Too.
Dude, I
Gotta
would
do
love
something
to.
fun.
Any week, dude, we could do something wrestling related, podcast or trivia or something, or
We'll
a
figure it
cool
out. man.
segment to
Yeah.
do. That's sick as fuck, man. It's great. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna be back next week, I guess. I mean,
We'll be back next week, God willing.
Again,
So we love you guys. Thanks
thank
a
you
lot.
guys on behalf of IB and the
Heavy Hole
Podcast.
guys.
Thank you guys. See you guys next week. Shout out to brutalglass.com, brutalglass.com,
brutalglass.com.
Peace out.